students, today I am going to teach 9th standard geography, 3rd unit, 3rd lesson, atmosphere. Here, before going to the lesson, I want to tell some introduction word. Earth is a unique planet where life exists there. Air is essential for all kind of living organisms for its survival on the earth. The air is the blanket of earth that surrounds. It is called atmosphere. It is close to the earth due to the gravitational attraction. Next, I am going to explain about composition of atmosphere. The atmosphere is the mixture of gases, water vapor, and dust particles. In the structure of the atmosphere, there are 5 layers. Before that, I will be going to explain about the gases, water vapor, and dust particles. In the composition of atmosphere, in the gas, nitrogen is about 78% and oxygen is about 21%. Both of it constitute 99% in the composition of gases. The remaining 1% is constituted by the other gases like argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, ozone, the hydrogen. And then water vapor is about 0.4% is available in the atmosphere. And the dust particles, salt particles, fog, volcanic ashes, etc. are also found in the atmosphere. In 1772, C.E. Daniel Rutherford discovered nitrogen in the atmosphere. In 1774, Joseph Priestley discovered oxygen in the atmosphere. Oxygen is very important for all kind of living organisms on the earth. Carbon dioxide absorbs warmth and it gives heat to the atmosphere. And then through the radiation and insulation process, nitrogen acts diluent and chemically inactive. Ozone is a layer which protects Earth by preventing harmful ultraviolet radiation that enters the Earth. Next, I will be going to explain the structure of the atmosphere. Atmosphere is thick near the Earth, but it thins near the outer space when it merges with the space. There are 5 layers of atmosphere. Those are Troposphere, Statosphere, Mesosphere, Thermosphere, and Exosphere. Now, I will be going to explain it one by one, briefly. First one is Troposphere. Troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere. Tropos in the Greek word means turn or change. It extends up to 8 km at the poles and 18 km at the equator. Here the temperature decreases with the increasing altitude. All kind of weather phenomena are carried out in this layer. So, troposphere is called as weather making layer. The upper limit of the troposphere is known as tropopause. Next, I am going to explain about stratosphere. Stratosphere is next layer above the troposphere. It extends between 18 km up to 50 km. Here the temperature increases with the increasing altitude. Here the ozone molecules are found more in this layer. So it is called as ozonosphere. Here jet planes fly in this layer. The upper limit of the stratosphere is known as stratopause. Next layer is about mesosphere. Mesosphere extends between 50 kilometer to 80 kilometer. Here the temperature decreases with the increasing height. Here are radio waves that are transmitted from the earth get reflected in this layer and come back to the earth. And then here most of the meteors burn in this layer. The upper limit of the mesosphere is known as mesopause. Next layer is about thermosphere. Thermosphere is divided into two types. That is, one is lower thermosphere and another one is upper thermosphere. Here, the temperature increases with the increasing altitude. In the lower thermosphere, the composition of gases are uniform, then it is called as homopause. If the composition of gases are uneven, then it is called as heteropause. Here, more number of ions and electrons are emitted in this layer. So, this layer is known as ionosphere. The last layer I am going to explain is about exosphere. This is the uppermost layer of the atmosphere. Then it merges with the outer space. Here, this zone is characterized by aurora australis and aurora borealis. Here, aurora means it refers to the cosmic multicolored fireworks hanging in the outer sky during midnight. Next, I am going to tell about one sphere, that is Magnetosphere, which is above beyond to the Exosphere. Another sphere is Magnetosphere. Here, in this Magnetosphere, more number of protons and electrons are emitted by the sun and it is trapped by the earth. This happens in the magnetosphere. By this I am completing the 5 layers of the atmosphere. Next I am going to explain about the factors influenced weather and climate. Now I will explain about what is meant by weather and climate. Weather and climate are the terms related to the atmospheric conditions. That is, first I will explain about weather. Weather is the study of an atmospheric condition that deals for a short duration over a smaller area. And the climate is the study of an atmospheric condition that is for longer duration over a larger area. By this I am completing what is meant by weather and climate. These weather and climate are influenced by 8 factors. Those factors are distance from the equator. Second one is altitude. Third one is nearness to the sea. Fourth one is nature of the prevailing winds. Next one is mountain barrier, clouds cover, ocean currents. Last one is natural vegetation. First I am going to explain about distance from the equator. Here the climate of the equator, it depends upon the sun rays. The sun rays falls vertically on the equator. Thus the places near the equator are warm than the places far away from the equator. That is the distance from the equator. Next, second one is altitude. Altitude is nothing but it refers as a height. Above means sea level. That is, it increases, that is the temperature here in this altitude, it decreases 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer of the temperature. And then here in the altitude, it depends upon, that is, if temperature decreases according to the altitude, and temperature also increases sometimes according to the altitude, depends upon the places. Next, I am going to explain about nearness to the sea. Nearness to the sea means the places, that is, it shows the climate according to the nearness to the sea. Thus, some places near to the sea, it experience equable type of climate. Then, the places far away from the sea, it experiences continental type of climate. Now, I want to explain here about two things. That is about sea breeze and land breeze. Sea breeze is nothing but wind blows. That is, if the wind blows from the ocean to the land during afternoon, then it is known as sea breeze. Next, I am going to explain about land breeze. If the wind blows from land to the ocean during midnight, then it is known as land breeze. This is about the nearness to the sea. Next, I will be going to explain about nature of the prevailing winds. The wind changes the climate of the places from where it blows. It based upon where the wind blows. If the wind blows from the warmer region, then it makes the places warm and cool. If the wind blows from the cooler region, it makes the places dry weather and gives rainfall. That is about the nearness to the sea and the nature of the prevailing winds. Here I want to tell about two things. That is about the windward side and the leeward side. Windward is the side where the mountains receive more rainfall. Is in the windward side. Here leeward side is the side where the wind is sheltered, so it receives less rainfall. So the temperature is more. Next, I am going to explain about mountain barrier. Mountain barrier means it depends upon the location of the mountain. It depends upon the influence of the climate. The chain of the mountain sometimes acts as a natural barrier, and it prevents a cold wind entering inside the country, and also it makes the country escape from the monsoon winds. This is about the mountain barrier. Next, I am going to explain about cloud cover. The clouds which reflects the radiation from the sun, and it also prevents the heat to the earth. This is in the clouds cover. Here, since some places like a cloudlets area, like a desert, the temperature will be, that is in the cloudless area, the temperature will be more like a Thar desert because there is no cloud. But in the cloudy area, the temperature will be less. It is due to the clouds. Now I will be going to explain about ocean currents. The warm ocean current, it raises the temperature of the places near to the coast. And in the cool warm currents, if it blows, it reduces the temperature near the areas in the coastal places. Next, last one I am going to explain about natural vegetation. The trees release water vapor to the air and make it cool. So, the trees maximum found in the forested areas, the temperature will be usually less throughout the year. Than the non-forested areas, there are no trees more, so automatically the temperature will be more. These are the things, factors that influence weather and climate. Now I will explain about all the 8 types of factors. Next heading I am going to explain about winds and also the types of the winds. Winds means it's nothing but it is an horizontal movement of the air on the earth's surface is called as wind. The vertical movement of the air is called air current. Usually the wind blows from high pressure area to the low pressure area. If the wind blows from the west side, it is called as westerlies. If the wind blows from the east side, then it is called as easterlies. An anemometer records the wind speed, and the wind vane, it measures the direction of the wind. The unit of the measurement is kilometer per hour or knots. This is about the wind. Now I am going to explain about the types of the winds. There are 4 types of winds are there. First one is planetary winds. Second one is periodic winds. Third one is variable wind. In variable wind, it is divided into cyclonic wind and anticyclonic wind. Last one is about local wind. First I am going to explain about planetary wind. Planetary wind is nothing but if the wind blows constantly in the same direction throughout the year, then it is called as planetary wind, or otherwise called as permanent wind, or also called as prevailing winds. These are the planetary winds. It is once again divided into 3 types: trade wind, easterlies and westerlies. This is about the planetary winds. Next I am going to explain about periodic wind. If the blow of the wind change their direction according to the season, then it is known as periodic wind. It is otherwise called as seasonic winds. Next, the third one is I am going to explain about variable wind. In variable wind, already I have said 2 types: cyclonic wind and anticyclonic winds. First of all, I want to tell about what is meant by cyclone. Cyclone is the Greek word which means coil of the snake. That is, cyclones are the centers of low pressure area where it is surrounded by the wind of the high pressure area which converge at the center in the form of spiral. This is called as a cyclonic wind. Here, due to the Earth's rotation, the cyclone winds blow anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere and clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. And cyclonic winds are named in different countries by different names all throughout the world. For example, they'll call Willy Willy in Australia and Typhoon in Japan. This is about the cyclonic wind. Next, I will be going to explain about anticyclone. Anticyclone, as the name indicates, it is opposite to the cyclonic wind. That is, here the high pressure area is centered by low pressure area on all the sides. This is called as anticyclonic wind. Here, due to the Earth's rotation, in the northern hemisphere, the wind blows in the clockwise direction, whereas in the southern hemisphere, the wind blows in anti-clockwise direction because it is opposite to the cyclonic wind. Next, last one is I am going to explain about local winds. As the name indicates, Local winds are winds that blow in a particular locality, small locality, for a short period of time. So this is called as a seasonic wind. And there are some local names are allotted for the winds. Yeah. For example, Chinook is called by Rockies of North America, and Lu, that is, it is called in Thar Desert in India. By this I am completing the all four kind of winds. Next one is, after the winds, I am going to explain about clouds. Next studies, I am going to explain about clouds. According to the height, the clouds are classified into three types. Those are height. According to the height, the clouds are classified into three types. That is, high clouds, middle clouds, and low clouds. Here, according to the high clouds, there are three types of clouds are there. First one is cirrus. Next one is cirrocumulus. Third one is cirrostratus. In the cirrus cloud, it looks like a silky filaments and it do not give rain at all. Next one is cirrocumulus. It looks like a white patch. It is composed of ice crystals in the clouds. And next one is cirrostratus. It looks like a smooth milky layer and it is also composed of more ice crystals. Next one is about the middle clouds. In the middle clouds, there are three types. One is altostratus, altocumulus, and pneumostratus. Altostratus. This kind of clouds usually looks grey and blue color. Here, it is where frozen water droplets are found in this layer. And then second, altocumulus. It looks like a sheep clouds or a wool-packed clouds because the clouds will be fully white color. So it is compared to that is wool-packed sheep clouds. Next, third cloud is pneumostratus. Pneumostratus cloud, usually it is in a dark color. Usually we will say, if you go and see in the top of this top, the cloud will be dark. That we already know. If the cloud is dark, then it is the time for the rain to come. So this kind of cloud is available, means we can get rain. So we have dark clouds which is very close to the ground. That next, it is followed by rain, snow, sleet, hail, etc. Then nimbostratus clouds are formed. Next, third cloud I am going to explain is about low clouds. In low clouds, there are four types. One is stratus cumulus, next one is stratus, and cumulus, and cumulonimbus. Here, stratus cumulus means this, it looks like a grey, whitish layer, and it have a clear weather, no symptom of getting any rain at all. The cloud will be clear. Stratus. This kind of cloud, it was covered with a dense fog-like cloud with rain or snow. Here in the stratus. So in this kind of, and here we can get rain because it will have fog-like clouds which will give followed by rain, as well as sometimes if rain is not coming, snow will come. And then cumulus. Here this cumulus kind of a clouds, it looks like a dome shaped and it looks like a cauliflower with a fair weather. Fair weather in the sense it is good to go out. That is a fair weather. And then last one is about cumulonimbus cloud. So this is very important cloud which we experience nowadays, because in this cumulonimbus cloud, the clouds are fluffy, thick with a thunderstorm, and which is followed by more rainfall and also followed by snow, sleet, hail, etc. These kind of things is often occur in a cumulonimbus cloud. By this I am completing the three kinds of clouds. Now I am going to explain about precipitation. I will first tell what is meant by precipitation. The falling of the water vapor, condensed water vapor in different forms is known as precipitation. During the precipitation, the water vapor becomes saturated at a dew point so that the rain or snow started to come. There are 4 or 5 types of precipitations are there. It may be drizzle, rain, snow, sleet, hail, or etc. These are the forms of the precipitation. Next, I am going to explain about rainfall. Rainfall, it is that is most predominant type of precipitation. During the rainfall, that is, it comes when the huge, that is moisture air which rises and form clouds and brings rain. It is the rainfall. Here there are 3 types of rainfalls I am going to explain. First one is convectional rainfall or 4 o'clock rainfall, cyclonic rainfall or front rainfall. Last one is orographic rainfall or relief rainfall. First, conventional rainfall. This conventional type of rainfall, usually this kind of rainfall occurs near the places in the equator during evening time. So this conventional rainfall is otherwise called as 4 o'clock rainfall. It may occur in the tropical, subtropical and temperate region also. Next one is cyclonic rainfall. Cyclonic rainfall, otherwise called as a frontal rainfall. As the name indicates, the rainfall occurs at the time of the cyclones because it is due to the low pressure area centered and followed by the high pressure area, so that the air becomes cool and it started to give more rainfall. So this is called as cyclonic rainfall or frontal rainfall. Third one is I am going to explain about orographic rainfall or otherwise called as relief rainfall. This kind of rainfall is found where the air rises beyond the mountain places. So this kind of rainfall is found. This is already I have said it is found in the Leeward Side and as well as in the Windward Side. In the Windward Side, the more rainfall is found, and in the Leeward Side, less rainfall is found. Here a fact: Mazandaram is the wettest place in India, which is found in the Windward Side, and Shillong, which causes less rainfall, which is found in the Leeward Side. Here I want to tell one thing, that is about a fact, one thing, super cyclone. This super cyclone, that is intense cyclone, which is happened in 29th October 1999 in Odisha. It is one of the devastating and strongest storm which occurs in the coast of the Indian Ocean. And here more than 10 million people are estimated affected by this super cyclone, and more than 10,000 people lost their lives in the 12 districts in the coastal district of the Indian Ocean. This is a fact of the super cyclone which has happened in Odisha. Last heading, I am going to tell about humidity. Humidity is an important aspect of atmosphere which affect weather and climate. The amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere is known as humidity. By this, I am completing this lesson.